The dragon boater has a flamboyant warm-up routine and a spectacular eyebrow makeup routine. Here, the dragon boater is challenging to a race a dragon. Waiting patiently for the starter's orders, the dragon boater takes off, bursts into speed, demonstrating power, speed, agility, and race strategy. The difference between a novice paddler and a second-year paddler would probably be a lot to do with power conditioning that comes with repeated paddling with strength on the water. When compared to an expert paddler, the expert paddler has far superior acceleration mechanics for the first 5 to 10 strokes. To go to the next level requires a deeper understanding of the limits of the human body, how you can improve that with power conditioning, and how the human body can manipulate the paddle to match the demands of the moving water. We will look at upper body technique and how we can maximize the top arm mostly to improve our catch. I will explain in later series how important the catch is compared to the drive. So typically the paddler will use the same technique. They'll start, obviously it's a really strong hard pull, and then you gradually get faster and faster. But I wanted to maximize the inherent strengths of the human body. I wanted to be able to apply that through the paddle to catch, and in particular, catch slow moving water that got gradually faster and faster and faster. Here we're looking at a model paddler. You can see for the first 2 strokes just how much exertion that takes. Imagine if you could save some of that exertion for the following acceleration strokes. The goal is to save that exertion without compromising any power or speed to the boat. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to minimize the maximal use of the leg for the first 2 drives, and I wanted to reduce the impact of pulling really slow, static water at the start. I want to save that energy for later on in the acceleration phase. By adopting a 2-leg to 1-leg start and also a suitably designed power conditioning program, the power output in the first few strokes improved considerably. Calibrating our different ergs, this graph will represent the baseline before we start to implement some race strategies. My peak power continued to improve over time as I better learned to catch water, which I learned by chance from the person who I bought the erg from. Further improvements were gained due to a better understanding of the mechanics of the catch, combined with better exercise prescription. This exercise is for the drive phase. It is a leg drive, energy transferred through the back, through the shoulders, into the arms, and then again further into the shoulders. The greatest gains were through the improvement in power and strength of the top arm. This exercise is ideal, pulling down across your body. Alternatively, you can use a front pullover, which strengthens both arms at the same time. I would recommend you dedicate 4 times as much effort into improving top arm mechanics and strength. So I designed a start that was 2 legs to push. I used quite a strong elbow drive, and I used a lot more bicep, almost like rowing backwards for the first 2 strokes. The second stroke in particular involved a lot of lean sideways, because that was probably the only time I could
put extra body weight on the paddle and not lose balance and fall over. The third stroke was primarily one where I focused on sharing the weight between both arms. After that, the paddling stroke became so fast that it was much harder to use the bottom arm and top arm evenly. So by bringing the inside leg back, it helps me with this moving the throwing action required to get the speed of the paddle and the rate up to the speed that I want. So in particular, the arm got gradually faster and faster and higher and higher, and to get my maximum power, the arm had to go quite high, get potential energy, store potential energy in all these muscles here, lats and pectorals, which helped really drive the speed of the paddle.
Even though I'm now paddling with peak power greater than my wildest dreams, is there a way to get even more power? Are there a fresh set of muscles that I can use to top up my top power?
Of course, accelerating the boat really fast or increasing your power on the erg to beyond maximal is really tiring. So in order to get even more power, I thought of a way to use different muscles, fresh muscles, to be able to increase that power. And the idea I came across was changing my grip to an X grip. It's a very strong grip, it hurts a lot, and you probably wouldn't be able to do it for long without a lot of training. Now, I was able to increase the power, but I would not normally advocate that someone do this during the acceleration phase. It's too risky, you could slip and you might lose the race in the first 10 strokes. Having said that, it actually works really well when doing 500s or 2K racing, where there's a lot of opportunity to do bursts of speed. So you can add a power 10 and then you can secretly add an extra 10 by changing your grip. Don't tell the coach, you're getting extra benefit from you just by changing the grip. Use different muscles, different mechanics, slightly fresh muscles for that extra power that you gain through that grip.